This is Brad Gilbert with FX Market Insight for Tuesday, the 30th of March. All right, as we come out of the 29th in that North American session, now equity markets, well, Treasury's lower, means the yield is higher. Equities getting belted. Well, actually, just the Russell, actually. I shouldn't jump the gun. It's actually not too bad a day, really, overall, just the red sentiment. But those the increase in yields there on the US Treasuries pushing the dollar up, the dollar block sort of going down. But there's a few other weird things going on. If you have a look over here at the news section here, there's talk of a hedge fund, Archegos Capital. That's the way you pronounce it. So they've defaulted on some equity derivative, they call them bets, but it's like basically positions. So they're leveraged up on margin. They've got caught out, haven't paid their margin call. So basically, that means liquidation of certain, whatever they've got on their books, right? Now, there's a concern that this may spread to other hedge funds. It's always the speculation when anything like this happens, but that's a little left field event. You can't really see it too much in the market at the moment. But, the news services, they'll jump on anything. US dollar rises as sentiment turns cautious on hedge fund default concerns, right? Well, that's, you know what, that doesn't sort of really fit the bill for me. It's pretty easy when you look at what's happening with the yields increasing. So the price down, yields up. That pushes equities down, the dollar block down, and the US dollar rallies. Now, if we have a look at the major currency pairs, there's some pairs that are sort of moving with this and some aren't. Euro has got the clearest downside sentiment at the moment, whereas sterling's sort of whipping around, every time sterling rallies, all the news services say it's the euphoria around the vaccine rollout, right? So that is such a fickle thing for the currency to be moving around. We've already seen it go up 3 or 4 cents on that. Now it's come back down. You'd expect that to sort of fit back in with when the US dollar gets direction again, maybe hopefully this week, it'll go where the dollar's going. Excuse me. And the Aussie and Kiwi just trading tepidly sort of sideways. The Kiwi finding more sellers, right, up around resistance. Don't forget the changes in the tax laws on housing last week put a real dent. That was the reason for this move down in the Kiwi. That hasn't changed and won't change. So there should be more selling of Kiwi, where the Aussie is now sort of just drifting sideways in the middle of nowhere. And with the Suez Canal opened up, oil's back at 61, 63. I don't think that's had any impact on oil. But you can see dollar CAD just trading sideways. The stronger oil should give the CAD an underlying strength, but we've also got dollar strength as well. And that's really diffusing the move there on dollar CAD. And as you can see, dollar index and dollar Swiss is sort of slowly cruising to the top side. Dollar yen's having a real nice run. Yen completely neutral, enjoying that dollar strength to the top side. So what do we got to do from here? Now, when you come back and look at the markets today, it's good to see everything reconnect. The currencies haven't really gone too far, so we're still in the game. I still expect the US dollar to continue to rally, right? So keep an eye on those bond prices. If they continue to edge higher, or the bond prices edge lower, sorry, that means the yield is higher. We should see the dollar rally. Now, equity markets, well, keep an eye on the news. If there are other hedge funds out there defaulting on margin calls, well, then that can escalate, but we'll have to wait and see. US equities, key to the Asian and early European markets to where those US equities are going to go. And at this stage, it's, there hasn't been a lot of activity to start the week on the major pairs. And this is where we start to sort of focus on the major economic data, right? Don't forget, it's a short week. Also, keep in mind, as you go through trading Tuesday into Wednesday, the potential six-day roll of your position. So swap fees will be huge over those 6 days if you have positions. Now, most brokers, regardless if you're long or short, will be charging you. So make sure, if you want to avoid those, just close your positions out before the roll happens, and then you'll avoid those fees. Now, as we come into trading today, the euro, right, has got very clear sentiment. Now, we've got all these economic sentiment, industrial sentiment, all these sentiment numbers. Now, they may still be the numbers where before this third wave lockdown in Europe. So they may actually be okay. If they are, and euro rallies a bit, you're still looking to sell, right? This thing is heading south big time. You've got the CPI prelim numbers out of Germany as well, so keep an eye on that. And some Case-Shiller housing numbers and consumer confidence numbers out of the US. So with that, right, we've got US numbers, we've got Euro, German numbers. Euro is going to be a major focus. Obviously, what you want to be doing is with the other pairs, you need to isolate the pair that you know what's going on or where it's got clear direction. Like at the moment, sterling doesn't really. Kiwi does to me. It's a sell on rallies. Aussie is sort of just drifting sideways here. So it's sort of, it needs the US dollar to give it direction. There's nothing coming out of Australia at the moment. And the dollar index and dollar Swiss, well, they'll be determined what happens with the dollar as well. So really, Euro's got to be your focus. And it's sort of in the middle of nowhere. So just be careful with this. Ideally, I'd love it back up towards 118.50. Are we going to get that? It doesn't look like it. But I tell you what, I've seen weirder things happen. So just get yourself prepared. There's not much else on the table as far as data and other things coming out. We have got the Easter week, non-farm payrolls on Good Friday. It's going to get loose. But right at the moment, it's very easy to see what should be happening, right? And this is a little bit of dollar strength, okay, on the treasuries, and that's pushing the dollar up, the dollar block down, right? So focus on that and have a good trade day. I'll be offline for the rest of the week. So hang in there, try and follow the markets as I've been showing you, and you shouldn't have too many troubles. All right, guys, have a good one. Cheerio.